Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first mini webinar on Classtime. It's a short Q&A where we collected many questions from educators around the world in the last few weeks. We're just going to try to answer most of them in the next 10 minutes. If you have any questions, feel free to add them in the comments and we'll try to answer them on the spot or next time in the next webinar if we have not enough time today. And what I would like to share with you already now is that we have a limited offer for distance learning. So if you're interested in getting your school onto Classtime, we do have free licenses for schools right here. So on our main page, you can just click on this banner and learn more about it. So going through the questions that we've collected over the last few weeks, they're mostly focused on distance learning. So I'll discuss one by one. And as I said, feel free to add comments and questions if you have any at any time. The first question we got was, can I share my questions with other teachers? So a lot of teachers are creating a lot of content right now, distributed at home and trying to share it with other teachers. There's several ways to do it today, right now, but I also want to show you already a sneak peek preview of an upcoming feature that might be very helpful for teachers at your school. So the first thing I want to show is how teachers can share content today, right? So if you go into Classtime and you're already logged in, you can always just go into a question set, right? And you can click here on share and you can share this link with any teacher. If they open that link, they will be able to preview your question set that you have created. And if they like it, they can just add it to their own library with one click. Then they'll have a copy that they can use and edit freely as they want. The second option you have is to add it to the public library. This is where you actually add it for everyone around the world to be able to access your content for free. You can submit it for review, and shortly after, if it meets our guidelines, it will be available in our public library. So in this case, you would, for example, find NGSS Space, the one I just talked about, and you'll find it here. You can preview it again, and you can add it to your library, and anyone can. So unlike the first link that's private and the person needs to know the link, the public library, anyone can access. What I would like to show you now is something that's mostly relevant to schools as well, because we are working on shared libraries. And this is not available right now on Classtime. This is only me being able to show you a preview. We expect this feature to be live in the next 1 to 2 weeks, but I already wanted to show you how it would work. So as I showed you, instead of sharing a single question set, what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to invite teachers to your folder, right? So right here I have now, as you can see, this little icon with a shared icon, where unlike the other folders, this one is shared with other teachers. And the way this would work is that you have these question sets here and you have this share button. And with the share button, you can invite any teacher from your school to join and access this question set. It's pretty simple, and the main difference is that various people can work on the same version of the question set. So if I update anything here, my colleague Jonas, he will also see the latest version immediately available in his own folder, right? And so this means that you can have a whole team, for example, like a middle school English language team, work on various question sets, and then have teachers very easily start the latest and best version of that question set as a session with one click as usual. So there are no more copies, no more rearranging, but it's just inviting your teachers once to the shared library, and that's it. So that is something that will be available very soon. So we believe that this will help a lot of teachers in the distance learning setup. Let me see the further questions. 1 second. Yeah, the next question was, how many students can join a session at the same time? So usually on the free model, 40 students at the same time can join a Classtime session. Right now, with many teachers on premium, that limit is increased to 300 students at the same time. We can do more, but we appreciate it if you get in touch with us before so that we can also plan our technical capacities for that. But usually it should be no problem. 300 is safe to say that you can use it in any types of sessions. Next question. Do I need, as a teacher, to be online or logged into Classtime for students to do a session? The answer is no, you don't. So what you have to do is, let me quickly shift my video here. is you have to start your session. For that, you need to be logged in, right? You set your settings and you share the code with your students, either by having them type it in or with the share link here that you can copy. After that, you don't have to be online. So the answers will come in real time from all the students, but you can log out, you can be offline, so students can work at their own time, at their own pace, whenever they want, as long as you don't end the session here, or set some sort of timer or a scheduler that will like close the session at a certain time. They will always be able to enter the session and work on the questions. And when you come back and you log in, you will automatically see all the results already that were submitted. You can always go to sessions, right? You can even start multiple sessions in parallel and have students then join different codes. And then you can come back and just check. So you don't have to be online and you don't have to be logged in to use a Classtime session. Then next question. Second. Reading them off my phone. Can I use Classtime with Zoom or any type of video conferencing? The answer there is yes. Actually, a lot of teachers use it in combination with Zoom or other technologies. And let me just show you how. This is a bit of a special setup because I'm already streaming a webinar. But in this case, I'm just going to demonstrate it with Zoom, but it also works with Skype, Google Hangouts, Microsoft Teams, any video conferencing that you use. So what you do is you'd start a new meetup, like I'm doing it now, right? And what you would do then is you would just share your screen, and then you can pick your session dashboard and share it with your students. So now I'm sharing the screen. Your students can join, they can see the results, they can see how they're doing. You can hide the names here to make sure that it's anonymous if you don't want to expose any student names, but then the class can see overall how they're doing. And if you want to then discuss any questions, you can, either open the questions here and discuss them with the students in a live stream, or what a lot of teachers also do is they simply join themselves as a student and then go through the questions one by one together with the students. So that is absolutely possible and being done a lot. Which leads me to my next question that I've received, which is, as some of you might know, we do have collaborative challenges. These are usually projected to the classroom wall, and these are gamifications that you can use to really engage your students and make them work together. As the results come in, the game progresses and students are incentivized to work together and make this a success. So you can absolutely do it the same way as I've been doing it now. You would, for example, launch your collaborative challenge. Now, this is like a superpower puzzle, right? And then you would Zoom screencast it as I'm doing it now to all of your students. So while they work on this, they can also in Zoom then see how they're doing. That would be like how it would work even with Zoom. And so we have teachers that do this. The main difference, though, to keep in mind is that a collaborative challenge is live, and you need to be streaming it through a screen share for your students to see at that time. This is not something that will work at their own pace, so students cannot see the game on their own device. It always needs to be you as an educator streaming it to your students, such as through Zoom, as I'm demonstrating right now. Good. I think we have time for one more question. Yes. Since it's distance learning, how can I communicate with my students? So one of the easiest ways to communicate with your students through Classtime is through our chat function. And the way this will work is that when a student, actually, let me stop my Zoom. This is double. All right. Good. When your students join the session, they can activate a little chat pop-up that I want to show you here. So they can always write you and ask you a question. And this chat is only between the student and you as an educator. So it's not possible for students to chat with each other, and it's not possible for you as an educator to chat with a group at this point in time. But what you will see is now I have joined as a student, and you'll see a little notification with a chat button. I can read it when I want to, and I can reply to the student and help them as I need. You can also attach files. So if you have any material that you want to share, or screenshots, or proof of work in both directions, so even students can do that, that is absolutely possible through our live chat, and you'll always get the notification here, just as the student will get the notification then and see your message. So this is how many teachers use our live chat right now to communicate with students if they, for example, don't use video conferencing, but even if they do that in combination. I got time for one more question. That's also a sneak peek, so that's not available yet. But so some teachers asked us, how can students get the results of their session instantly, right? So there are two options. Either you release them by saying show solutions immediately, and then students will be able to get that. Oh, something happened to my camera. Never mind. Or you can soon create a class which will allow you or students will allow students to log in and download their reports as soon as you release them. So once you say, okay, now students can see their results and download their PDF reports, they'll be able to log in and do that themselves. And all they need for this is to log in via Google, Microsoft, or Clever. Good. I think we ran out of time now, so I'll answer all other questions in the next webinar, but I hope this was helpful. I encourage you to sign up for any questions you might have in the webinar. And please do not forget that we have this current offering where you can get free licenses for your school by filling out this form. Thank you very much, and talk to you soon again.